Well, I will say something you've done that Draymond has not done is you've taken 18 threes in a game.
Hey,
Which I was watching.
I don't think you've done it.
He has it one time this year.
I think it was 17, no?
I'll get a fact check.
I was about to say, that's a fact check right there. I don't know if you've done 18.
I was watching that game. Obviously, it was Game 7. We were playing the winner with a lot of intent. And, man, that was an incredible – I mean, you were – because I think you went like – you missed your first like 3 or 4.
Yeah, so I went 1 for 4, and I didn't shoot the next one.
And I remember you like kind of got one on a swing or a kick out because Brooke was just in the paint.
Yeah.
And you caught it and you like looked it off and passed. And I'm like, nah, he's got to shoot that if they're going to win.
Oh, you should have heard with JB and JT when I came to them. Shoot the fucking basketball.
Right.
Like, this is what you fucking do, like all this stuff. And
I
I'm
love
like,
that. That's awesome.
And I'm like I'm not a person that I don't want to take 20 shots in a game or stuff like that. I haven't been that way my entire life. Like, I've always been a person that like likes creating for others, likes to, you know, like I like winning basketball in a sense. And for me, I never knew that as winning basketball. So next thing you know, they're like, nah, every time you get it, you shoot it. And I was like, all right, you don't have to tell me twice. So that next couple possessions, even at the start of the second half, I don't know if I started or if I came in early, but next thing you know, I caught the ball immediately. The first shot I took was over Brooke. He was flying out at me contesting, and I shot it immediately and made it. And that just changed the whole dynamic of the game where I felt confident in that every shot I had was going to go in. So 100%. I remember looking back, and if you asked me, I was still mad after the game because if you told me I shot 18 threes in the game and I only made 7 of them, I was so mad. I was like, bro, I only made 7 of the threes? I would at least give myself 9 to 10.
7 in a game 7, though, bro.
Yeah.
That's big time.
Yeah. That's why they humbled me a little bit afterwards. They're like, do you realize like you shot more threes than anyone in playoff history? And I was like,
is that true?
Like in a game, especially in a game 7, like Steph had the at 16.
Previous record is 16.
And I shot 18. I would say this: 2 of them were forced. Like so, I always say I shot 7 for 16.
Yeah.
But like, that's crazy. Like 18 threes in a game. Like I've never shot 18 threes. I don't know I think I shot 29 threes in my junior year of college. Like, you know what I mean? Like, really? I don't think I shot that many threes in a long time.
Man. Well, I'll make you feel a little bit better. Duncan, most attempts in a game is 17, and he was 5 for 17. So.
Yikes.
Hey, that makes me feel good about
one of the best shooters
ever. He's obviously one of the best shooters, you know.
7 for 18.
It was
against Boston.
Oh, yeah, that was this year.
Yeah.
That was this year?
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, I was in Miami when you guys, it was earlier in the season, you guys kind of put on us.
Got you.
That was, I think I made I was 3 for 3 to start, and then I went 2 of, I mean, you do the math.
Oh yeah, I remember because we came to the bench because the whole routine of that game was do not let him get hot because when him and Tyler score, they win. So it was like when you shot 3 for 3. I remember I'm coming off the bench, chain gang. I remember coming off the bench and I cursed the starters out. I was like, "What the? We just talked about this. Like, he should not be getting these shots off." And they came out on some like OD, like he's not getting another shot up. You were still shooting them. I was like, hey.
Yeah, I was chucking. I mean, 17 of them, you would know.
That's a lot of shots.
Once you get it up like 15, 16, 17, you're like, wow, I've really shot a lot today.
This is like a workout routine.
I want to dive into that like psychology a little bit more because like you said, you go from like you get them up, Dunk. Like you have multiple games where you're shooting 10 to 15.
Yeah.
But you're not in that range at all. So for you, when it's clearly the other team's strategy to let you get these looks off, and you miss your first, 3 or 4 shots or whatever it is, to have the mental fortitude to keep firing them up. Like, do you have points where you're like, this feels wrong. I should stop taking these shots?
Absolutely. Like, when I missed 3 in a row, I was like, I might as well just get it to the next guy. You know, it was one of those things where, like, because normally I shoot like 4, maybe 5, max 5 threes in a game. So, like, the fact that I shot more than that, even then, I was just like, it's the first quarter and I got 5 attempts. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You feel selfish.
It felt selfish. It felt like I'm like taking shots from guys, but then you go back and look at the film and you're like, wow, it's an open shot. Like, if you told me I had open shots like that, you're gonna shoot it no matter if you shot it 4 times or 20 times. So like, it definitely hit me like, especially at halftime, because they like Ime came up to me and was like, you got to shoot the ball, you got to shoot it with confidence, and like everybody just kept saying that because like for me it's like I shoot it with confidence. I'm a guy that like I like playing and stuff like that. But I've always been like defensive minded, but also like playmaking side of things and less so scoring. So like just the fact that I looked up and I was like, I have 27 in an NBA game. Like I would have never told if you asked me that. Game 7 of NBA game.
Yes.
Eastern Conference semifinal.
Yes.
Like
the biggest stage.
I remember watching the Kelly Olynyk game before that game too, which was crazy. I was like, that's actually like some weird like life shit that happened. Like, I don't know why, but Kelly Olynyk's Game 7 performance, I literally watched an hour before that game.
You channeled it.
I love it.
Channel Kelly, I guess.
You make a good point too, in that like, I feel like particularly, especially when you get in the playoffs when it's so hard to score, if you don't take the shots that are a function of a good offense, then you're basically shooting yourself in the foot. And even if you have little stretches where they don't go in or whatever, ultimately, like, you just have to take those shots, because if you pass them up, they're going to lead to worse shots and turnovers, ultimately. Yeah. So the fact that you have guys like JT, like JP, that are in your ear to like be aggressive, still shoot, a coach like Ime who's getting on you at halftime, shoot, be more aggressive. I mean, I got to imagine that that's a luxury in terms of just your mental, like being able to have a little bit more clarity over like, this is what I got to do.
Oh yeah, that confidence was through the roof that game. Like, I haven't felt that offensively confidence I was in college, because like when you get to the league, unless you're actually roll, you're not doing that often.
Right.
So like the fact that they was just like, if your shot is there, you take it. They didn't care if it was contested or not. They just said like, shoot it. And next thing you know, I took like 2 or 3 where I was like, probably shouldn't have taken that one. But like most of them, like I was shooting aggressive. Like I shot one in transition, like normally I don't do. Like stuff that you just made you like. And I was celebrating. Like normally if I hit a 3,
you were popping off.
I just run down the court, through like a 3 or something like that. Yeah. I'm over here doing the JT celebration, kissing and blowing to the crowd. I'm over here like dancing. Like I was like, I was having fun that game. And then at the end of it, I remember Bobby tried to dunk on me and I blocked it.
Yeah, I remember.
And I just got so hyped because it was just like one of those things where you think back to when you were a kid,
Yeah,
like that's a fun moment.
Yeah, for sure.